Attention, fellow motorcycling daredevils. Today, we embark on a journey that's equal parts comedy and courage. Picking up a dropped motorcycle. We've all been there, tangled in a web of metal limbs, looking like a befuddled turtle on its back. But fear not, my friends, as we navigate this hilarious expedition of picking up our fallen comrades. Get ready for laughs, wobbles, and some questionable yoga poses. Let's dive into this wacky adventure. In this video, we are going to talk about picking up a dropped motorcycle. So before starting this video, please like this video and subscribe to our channel for the future updates. Despite what your friends say, they've all dropped their motorcycles. It doesn't matter if they're new riders, longtime vets, or Valentino Rossi. It is a certainty they've slipped up, whether they were caught off guard at a stoplight, lost their footing on loose gravel, or went into turn 1 at Circuit of the Americas way too quickly and washed out. It happens to everyone. So let's kill the stigma that they only fall over for inexperienced newbies who don't know what they're doing. When that happens again, which it will, you'll need to pick up your motorcycle and carry on your merry way. Most folks won't consider the proper procedure of how to pick up a fallen motorcycle until it happens to them, which is a big mistake. You're more likely to do something boneheaded in the heat of the moment, and you risk injury and damage not only to the motorcycle but to yourself. Understanding the step-by-step procedure before you fall will not only aid you in reducing the need to Google how to pick up a fallen motorcycle alongside a busy highway, it will also reduce your risk of getting hurt. In the name of mitigating your risks, the writers of the guides and gear section put together this little how-to in order to show you exactly how you're supposed to pick up a fallen motorcycle. If you haven't dropped your adventure bike yet, then it is not a question of if, but when it will occur. We all fall at some point, whether riding too fast or just a clumsy tip over after a long day. It can require a great deal of effort to lift a fully loaded adventure bike, and it's easy to hurt yourself if you don't use proper lifting techniques. Here are a few helpful tips for getting your bike upright again more efficiently when those inevitable falls do occur. Typically, your first reaction after a fall is to jump up and deadlift your bike, giving no thought to proper lifting techniques or form. This is a great way to hurt yourself. There is no award for being the fastest person ever picking up a motorcycle. Obviously, if you are at risk of being hit by another motorist, you will want to move a little faster. Otherwise, take a deep breath. Evaluate the situation and formulate a plan for getting the bike back on its wheels. Adrenaline is not an ally to be trusted. It can mask the pain of a serious injury and make you do foolish things. Before hurrying to lift up your fallen machine, take a few seconds to check yourself out to avoid making any possible injuries worse. A spinning rear tire might make for a good spectacle, but it's not safe. Also, your engine's internals may not be lubricating properly while the bike is laying on its side, and you could be losing valuable fluids. Hit the kill switch as soon as possible to stop the engine. The art of motorcycle lifting requires both strength and strategy. It's a blend of sumo wrestling and ballet. You're delicately maneuvering your bike upright, all while praying that you don't accidentally give it a swift kick in the exhaust pipe. Remember, folks, gracefulness is key. Why do motorcycles fall over? Gravity, baby. We're all subject to its physical laws, and that includes motorcycles, whether you're riding them or not. Motorcycles are inherently unstable, especially when either stationary or moving slow enough that gyroscopic motion isn't affecting its dynamics. Just like with crashing, it's only a matter of time before you'll need to pick up your heavy steed from the gravel, sand, or pavement. Motorcycle safety. Riding motorcycles is dangerous. They're heavy, unstable, and can be extremely hazardous to your health when ridden without the proper gear. The right equipment, even in a drill like this where you won't actually be riding the motorcycle, is still necessary because your motorcycle is heavy and can fall on you. Be mindful of your surroundings and your own shortcomings. If you need help, get it. The most important piece of safety information I can give you, however, is that if you feel the motorcycle falling, let it go and get out of the way. Don't try and save it by sticking out a fully locked leg, meaning your knee and ankle fully extended. Why? Because that's how you'll break your leg, and that'll mean months of not riding, plus hospital bills up the wazoo. Seriously, let it fall. Here's exactly what you'll need to ensure you don't die, get maimed, or lose a finger, and that you keep your jeans, shirt, and skin spotless hopefully. Over-the-ankle motorcycle boots, motorcycle jeans, motorcycle gloves, an illustrated version of how to pick up a motorcycle. You know you all want a GIF of the operation. Here's how to pick up a fallen motorcycle. We're going to make this a drill so you can practice in the safety of your own home. To do so, we need to lay down motorcycle, and you will too. You'll need to be careful, however. Don't just go full Idina Menzel and let it go. You can add a yoga mat or a large beach towel on the ground, so you don't damage the bike. Let's get after it. Make sure your motorcycle is off. If you're out in the real world and your bike falls over, this is step 1. You don't need an in-gear motorcycle running away from you once you've righted it. Keep the bike in gear though, as this will ensure it doesn't roll away from you once it's righted. Place one hand on the handlebar and another on the rear of the bike, and slowly lower the motorcycle onto the ground. Getting into position. Once the motorcycle is on the ground, you'll need to get into the proper position. This is the most important step of this process, so no shortcuts. With your back toward the motorcycle, squat down until you're level with the bike's seat. Place your left hand on the motorcycle's handlebar that's closest to the ground, the other on a rear handhold. The rear handhold can either be the rear fender, the exhaust, careful, it might be hot, a rear foot peg, a piece of the frame, or another hard attached part. Don't grab anything that'll rip off under the weight of the motorcycle. Picking up your motorcycle. Once you're in position, focus on keeping your back straight. This is the most important part of this process. It ensures you don't hurt yourself while picking up the bike. If you're familiar with lifting weights, think of it as a combination of a squat and a deadlift. Keeping your back straight will help prevent injury and help isolate the strength in your legs. Next, put some weight onto your legs and slowly begin to walk backward while pushing up with your legs through your heels. You'll feel the bike begin to lift off the ground. Do not try to push off with the balls of your feet or your toes. When you encounter a drop in real life, you'll need to thoroughly go over your bike to make sure everything is in functional order. This obviously does not apply to our practice drills, but here's a quick checklist of general things to look out for. Inspect your motorcycle for damage, cracks in the frame, or other things that would affect your motorcycle's safe operation. Do not get onto a motorcycle with a cracked fuel tank. Do not get onto a motorcycle with a broken fuel line. Do not get onto a motorcycle with a damaged or broken brake line. Do not get onto a motorcycle with a damaged throttle. Do not get onto a motorcycle with a damaged wheel. Do not get onto a motorcycle with a damaged swing arm. Do not get onto a motorcycle with a damaged sprocket. Once you've picked up your bike in the safety of a practice situation, do it again until you've got the hang of the operation. When performed properly, the squat press method works better than you might expect. It is probably the most commonly used technique for lifting an adventure bike. However, we've found it's a bit more difficult to succeed with this technique when the fallen bike is on an uneven or loose surface, or if there is any sort of incline or decline. On flat ground though, this is an efficient way to lift your bike. Motorcycling pro tips. Here are a few to help you deal with fallen motorcycles, loading and unloading, and other instances when you could drop your two-wheeled steed. If you have a friend and your bike's on the ground, use them. There's no reason to work harder and not smarter. Make sure you don't pull up on the motorcycle too hard and topple it over on the opposite side. Not only will you make more work for yourself, but you could damage the opposing side. Understand that the weight of your motorcycle will make things difficult. Despite the wheels acting as a fulcrum, weight and gravity are still factors here. The more your motorcycle weighs, the more force you'll need to exert. If you're payload loading your motorcycle, you face the risk of dropping it off the ramp. Pay attention and load slowly. And there you have it, brave souls of two-wheeled mischief. Picking up a dropped motorcycle is a physical and comedic adventure like no other. Remember to embrace the laughter, relish in the absurdity, and celebrate the fact that you're part of a secret society of gravity-defying riders. So, keep those rubber side down, and may your future drops be rare and your laughter plentiful. Ride on, my fearless friends. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from me again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go. Thanks for watching.